Hey YouTube, welcome back to the channel. Donnie here. It's been a while since my last video. I've been very busy. Got my middle child, my daughter, moved into her dorm for her freshman year in college. Then 2 days later, helped my oldest son move back into his on-campus apartment at his college for his junior year. And then a lot of stuff going on at work. Today is August 31st, which is Sunday, right before Labor Day. So had a nice long weekend. This weekend was able to get caught up on some honeydews, finish some bush hogging in the pastures that I had been very delinquent on. So got that done. So today my wife's off at a baby shower, so I have a few hours to make some videos. So that's what I'm here going to do. So today I want to talk to everyone about budget additions to your collection. So I picked up quite a few cards over the summer, all low cost, all less than $20, as you'll see, ranging from 1978 all the way back to 1959. So I want to show all those cards to you guys, show what I paid for them, kind of show that you don't have to spend a lot of money to get some good additions to your collection. As you'll see, these cards are not low grade. They're all actually pretty high grade. They're all ungraded cards, but they're all very nice condition. Some of them are upgrades to a set or two that I'm working on. Some of them are just cards I like for other parts of my collection. Most of them are stars and Hall of Famers, so these aren't all commons, although some of the set upgrades and stuff are commons. But I think you'll see that there's a lot of value for the dollars that go into each of these cards. If not individually, at least collectively. Because I'm going to have to break this video up into two pieces just to show all the cards and not have it take an hour to go through the cards. So that's what I'm wanting to do today with you. So be looking for at least two videos for this group of cards. You can see them back here stacked up behind me. At least two videos to go over all the cards. I'll probably release those a couple days apart, something like that. And then I also have another video that I hope to release this week. If I can get it filmed today, I may release it tomorrow, but we'll see. Asking for some help from the community out there and finding a couple cards that I would like to get autographed. So be on the lookout for that one too. So anyway, that's kind of it. Just want to share some cards with you guys. So I'm going to turn the camera around and we can start looking. Okay, so this is take two, my attempt to film this video. I think the background was affecting the ability of the camera to focus on the cards. So I'm going to start over here and give this another shot. So the first one up is 78 Topps, card number 1. It's the Lou Brock Record Breaker card. I paid $2.50 for this. I have a couple of his other 78 Topps kind of base card, but I don't see this one very often, and so when I saw it I picked it up. It's a little bit lower condition than most of the other ones I'll show you today, but still one I needed for his run, and so when I came across it I figured that was worth it. So that's the first one, Lou Brock 78 Topps number 1. Next two are two Reggie Jackson cards from 78 Topps. Both of these were $2.50 as well. And so here's the most homers from a World Series record breaker card. You can see that card's in pretty nice shape for $2.50. There's a back, so decently centered back, nicely centered on the front. And then his other World Series card from that set. So you can see this one's really sharp, nicely centered, and that one was also $2.50. So we'll put Mr. Jackson back here. Next one up is a 77 Topps Dave Winfield. Again, $2.50 for this. A super sharp card. I mean, nice centering, good image, good color. Corners and edges are really nice on it. Focus there. So card number 390 of 77 Topps, Dave Winfield, $2.50. Next one up is a Nolan Ryan from 77 Topps. This one I paid $5 for, but it's Nolan Ryan, of course. He carries a premium pretty much all of his cards. It's the record breaker for most seasons with 300 strikeouts or more. See, pretty nice shape. Again, nicely centered. The local card shop where I got these cards had a vintage box on their counter that was 50% off all the cards prices as marked. So this one was marked $10 and I got it for $5. So most of these cards you're going to see were kind of in the same type of a deal, but they were all really nice, you know, mostly 70s and 60s star player cards. So picked that up for $5. I thought that was a good deal. Next one up is a Carlton Fisk from 76 Topps. This one again, great centering, great corners and edges, really nice shape. This was $2.50 as well. Get to focus here. There's the back. So Hall of Fame catcher Carlton Fisk for $2.50. Next up is another 76 Topps. This one of Raleigh Fingers. I love the image on this card. The color match and just the release of his pitching motion there. Really good centering and corners and edges. Great color, great surface on this card for $2.50. So, you know, this kind of pace, you can add a whole lot of Hall of Famers and star cards to your collection for not a lot of money. Next one is a 76 Topps Reggie Jackson All-Star card. This one was $5. I mean, this is pretty much as sharp as you can get a card, I think. A little off center left to right, but not bad. But everything else about this, color match and image and surface and everything is great. So there's another Reggie we'll put back there. Stand. Next up is Brooks Robinson. From 76 Topps as well. This was $5. Again, just fantastic condition. Ungraded, but fantastic condition. Really nice centering. One of Brooks' last cards. Maybe his last card. I can't remember exactly what his last card is, but nevertheless, Hall of Famer. Look at all the stats in there. For $5. Next up is Tom Seaver, who's always, I mean, even though he's one of the greatest pitchers ever, still seems kind of underrated and undervalued compared to some of the other pitchers of his day. This card was $10. But, I mean, look at that. Centering, pretty much perfect centering. Corners and edges are perfect. Really nice card. So happy to add that to the collection for $10. So at some point I'll get to building some of these sets. I've started the 75 set, the 1970 set, kind of started the 72 and 71 sets. But some of the other years I haven't really started yet. But picking off some of these Hall of Famers like I'm showing you here, I may just kind of focus on that for the near future. Just make up a list of all the stars and Hall of Famers and go after those. So Tom Seaver for $10. Okay, the next several ones are 1975 Topps, and so I'm getting really close to finishing that set. In fact, pull it up here real quick. In 1975 Topps, I have 53 cards left to complete the set. And so I picked up a handful at the LCS to help in that goal. The first of this, strikeout leaders of Steve Carlton and Nolan Ryan. So again, Nolan Ryan usually commands a premium. Steve Carlton, obviously a great pitcher as well. But this card was $2.50. So when I'm down to needing, just a few dozen cards for a set, I'm willing to pay a little bit more, but $2.50 for a mid-70s Nolan Ryan, I think, was still a pretty good deal. So really nice shape there. Next one up is the Dave Parker from 1975 Topps, also $2.50. And when you see this card, you'll realize that a little bit off center left to right, but look how sharp the card is. These 75 Topps can kind of be a little tough because of the dark borders and stuff, with corners and edges and so forth, but this looks really nice. So Dave Parker recently passed, so didn't get to participate in this Hall of Fame induction, but was deserving nonetheless. So that was a $2.50 card. Let's see, next one up is Joe Morgan. And I love this card, the color match and stuff for the red. It's great. This was $2.50 as well. I mean, no flaws in this card whatsoever. Great looking card of Joe Morgan. There's a back. Back's a little off center. The front. Really nice. So I'll put Joe up there with Dave Parker. Let's see, next one is Carlton Fisk, and this one was $5. Again, just fantastic looking card. Checks off a box off my 75 Topps want list. So Hall of Fame catcher Carlton Fisk. Let's see, the next one's Pete Rose, and this was actually one of the more expensive cards that was picked up, but it was actually only $15. So look at this Pete Rose card for $15. That's fantastic. There's a back, nicely centered back as well. I mean, I think pretty much all of these cards, if I was into grading, I could justify sending these in to get graded. I suspect most of them would receive 7s, maybe a few 8s and higher in there, but it's just a great looking card. Okay, the next two are from 1974 Topps. They are the Hank Aaron special cards. I didn't have any of these leading into this these pickups this summer, but each of these were $1.50, so I'll show them together. But you got the 62 through 65 over here, and then the 66 through 69 over here. There's a couple more in the series to cover all of his cards. But I mean, this one has a little bit of ding up there in the top center border in the top right corner, but this one's really nice. But for $1.50 each, get basically 2 Hank Aaron cards that actually show 8 Hank Aaron cards. I thought that was pretty sweet. So there's those. Then we get into some other 1974 Topps. First one's Harmon Killebrew. This one was $5. And look at this card. I mean, looks like it came out of the pack yesterday. The corners and the edges, the color. Look at those stats at the back for Harmon Killebrew. 546 home runs. It's just a great card for $5. Put him up here. He doesn't get enough attention, really. Next one's Al Kaline, who was also kind of overlooked in the hobby, even though he was fantastic. This card was also $5. Getting a little off center left to right, but still pretty nice. Really great condition card. And then you see all of his stats in the back there. So $5 1974 Hall of Fame card. Take that. And let's see, the next one up is another Nolan Ryan strikeout leader card with Tom Seaver. This one was also $5. So I've actually, my collection's kind of, I have a lot of 80s and 90s of Nolan Ryan, but I don't have very many of his 60s and 70s cards. And so when I saw these couple cards, I figured, yeah, I'll go ahead and get these to add to the Nolan Ryan collection. I need to focus a little bit more on him for a player run, as well as Tom Seaver, I guess, but especially Nolan Ryan, because he was one of my favorite players growing up in the 80s. So picked this one up for $5. And then the last 1974 Topps is one Marichal. Again, $5 for this card. Look at that high leg kick there. Pretty cool image. A little bit of touch on this corner, but other than that, that card is darn near perfect too. Great centering, great color, great image for $5. See all of his stats. So almost 2,300 strikeouts. Juan Marichal is coming to Nashville in late September, autographing stuff, and so that's going to be one of the things I'm asking for some help from the community, is to find a Juan Marichal card for me to get autographed there by him. So stay tuned for that video. But that's the first half of the cards, and so I think the most expensive one was that Pete Rose for $15, but most of the cards were $2.50 to $5. It's just a whole host of 70s Hall of Famers. So I mean, you can really make a big addition to your collection, get a lot of hits to sets that you're building Hall of Fame and star cards for not much money. So there's that. I'll be back for part 2 of this video with some earlier cards, but until then, thanks for watching. Take care, guys.